What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about if Baby Yoda will be captured or will be with Mando, the Mandalorian, at the end of Episode 8. Firstly, although, before I jump into that, I do want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. I hope you guys have an awesome day. We just decided, I just wanted to throw this video together. The season finale of this show is on Friday, so I just wanted to generally discuss it. Now, yesterday, actually, we talked about if the show is going to end on a cliffhanger or will it kind of be resolved. And one of the things I didn't really even talk about is how Baby Yoda factors into that. And obviously, it's a really big deal. So one part of it is obviously how Mando and his allies are going to get out of the situation basically they're in, right? And that's going to be, I'm sure that's going to factor into Baby Yoda, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, completely one-to-one. Baby Yoda is also obviously the other major thing. So right now, they've captured him, right? Those troopers on the speeder bikes, they obviously have him. Now the question would be, are they going to bring him back like directly in front of Mando? Now one thing I definitely do believe is probably going to happen, or maybe save them, maybe get them out of the situation, could be that droid, the droid that was repaired to, he'll attack if he's been attacked. But other than that, he's not programmed to do that anymore. I feel like there's a reason why they reintroduced him, obviously, in the last episode. There's also the possibility that Mando's guild could help them out. So I'm just trying to, kind of like throw out situations that would maybe get them out of the overall problem that they're in. But it's an interesting question with Baby Yoda because if they want to go the route of like a super big cliffhanger, one of the bigger cliffhangers, I think, moments, like, obviously, I don't think you're going to leave it on somebody's potential death or something like that, or maybe even, like, a big reveal. That's possible, but I don't think that's necessarily the way they're going to go. I feel like one of the biggest ways you could do a cliffhanger, considering this show, specifically what you've done so far in the show, is to do something with Baby Yoda. If he ends up, maybe Mando does get him back, but then at the last second he loses him again. And so maybe he's captured, maybe he's taken away, or maybe it's a situation where he literally just cannot retrieve him, like there's some big obstacle blocking his path, and then Baby Yoda is separated from him. So far, he's very rarely actually been separated, or, he'll leave him in the care of somebody else, or he'll just leave him and then come back to him, by the end of the episode. So they're never really that, and you always know, like, okay, he's generally, Baby Yoda is under the general protection of Mando, like, the entire time, right? Nothing too bad. Like, yeah, I was actually worried when he got stuck on that prisoner ship because I was like, oh, those guys are going to go back to the ship and maybe take Baby Yoda, and then, obviously that's a very big separation, and I feel like that is the cliffhanger, is if he's not in close with Mando, if Mando doesn't have that general blanket protecting him, I feel like that would be the cliffhanger, if he's been taken away and if there's just no way to get him back. So I honestly feel like it goes like this. Literally, I feel like it goes one to one with the video yesterday. I feel like if it's gonna end on a cliffhanger, there really isn't another. I mean, yeah, again, you could have maybe a major character injury, you could have a major character death, you could do something. Maybe you could take his helmet off. That is a potential thing, and show us what he. I mean, we all know the actor, so we know what he looks like, but for just in general, like, he's not supposed to take it off, or he only takes it off like in solitude. Nobody's supposed to see him, so maybe that's a big thing. I feel like that's going to get explored a lot more though in season 2. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of season 2 we saw his face. I truly believe, but at the same time, because of what the property is, because and also, like, you got to think of it from merchandising, you got to look at it from like a cool factor, and those things honestly play a huge part in these things. You don't want him with the mask off too much. In fact, I don't even know how much you want it with him off with the mask off in general, because I don't know, does that break some sort of realism, or does that break like what you think of him? It's an interesting thing to think about, and I don't think they would necessarily explore that at the end of this season. I feel like it's possible, but that is obviously another potential like big ending to the season. But again, if it ends on kind of like a resolved note where they just kind of fly away and everything's golden, like they beat the enemy, or they're escaped but they're all kind of together, and stuff like that, to set up like a relaxed opening for season 2, which is very potentially something that could happen, right? It very easily could go that route. Then obviously I think Baby Yoda would be with him. If there's no danger, that means Baby Yoda has been returned to his his ship, or his just him being able to have him in general. if there's going to be a cliffhanger, again, yeah, you could do something with specific characters being injured, being killed, his mask maybe, and then I think the biggest one, and the one that makes the most sense, considering this is pretty much what, and even even the villain, Gus Fring of Breaking Bad, he even said like you don't know really what you have in that creature, right? But I do, and like we're taking him off your hands because like that's just it. Like there's no more questions asked. He's somebody that we want. So obviously the whole point of the entire show, and even going into season 2, I would imagine, I don't know how much you can focus on it every single time, because the general idea of somebody trying to take somebody else from you, but it's the same somebody that's trying to be taken, and the fact that you're just protecting one single thing every single time, that will eventually get too repetitive, and I feel like that would eventually hurt the show. I don't think that's a problem now. I don't think that should be a problem in season 2, but eventually you probably will have to change that, and I don't doubt that they will. I feel like they will start to introduce new elements to get us away from just being focused on one thing, and they are definitely. I mean, there is definitely lore with him, backstory with him, so there's a lot of things they can do about that. But I don't think we're past the point of and that's another key thing is we're like everybody, right? Everybody that watches Mandalorian, we're all in the same ship of like protect baby Yoda with your life. Like I would give my life for him. Like right, everybody's kind of saying that. So we're at the whole peak, how adorable he is, how cute he is, how much we care about him. If you really want to capture people in on that, again, if you go into season 2 and then maybe the ending of season 2 is something like this where he's captured from you and there's no way of getting him back, who knows? Like, is that too far down the line? Do people not like, or people like, okay, well, like, yeah, he's cute, adorable, but like, all right, how long are you gonna do this? Like, can't you focus on something else? So I feel like because of where everybody is, and they obviously wouldn't have 100% known how everybody would feel about it, but I feel like just the way that they're going, obviously the focus is on Baby Yoda, then I feel like that is something that they could play with at the end of this, of really put him in danger of something happening to him, really separate him, and set up a season 2. And then in season 2, maybe then you can start introducing elements and change the show around, start to focus on different things so it's not just on one, specific theme, which is basically other people, the Empire, I guess what's left of them, capturing Baby Yoda. So it's an interesting discussion. I don't necessarily even know where I fall on it. If I had my gut instinct, if I would just tell you what I feel like it's actually going to end not on a cliffhanger and everything's going to be okay. I've been wrong in the past on many different things, so maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe it just ends on a massive cliffhanger. But I don't know. I'm going to be going in expecting a fantastic episode, that's for sure. And I'll just let the episode play out. So guys, again, Merry Christmas to all of you. Hope you guys have an awesome, awesome day. We're going to be reviewing episode 8, or generally discussing episode 8 of The Mandalorian this Friday, and then over the weekend we'll be doing some different kinds of videos. I want to rank all of the episodes, so some fun stuff coming up on the channel, Mandalorian related. Make sure you guys are subscribed, hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up, and thank you as always for watching, and I hope to see you guys on that episode 8 review this Friday.